Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're still in the wake of Marvel DC news, and I am here with a special guest, TheRealManos.
Hello, everybody. It's me.
Yeah, if you don't know who that is, sucks to be you.
I know. I pity you.
No, but seriously, go subscribe to Manos' channel. Great work. Great comic writer. Awesome YouTuber.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm coming up with some new videos very soon. Sorry I haven't made any new ones in the last couple weeks, but here we go. We're going to do some new shit.
Yeah, we're going to be talking more in depth of, like, Marvel, DC, you know, some comics we'd love to see, just the effect of it, and everything else. Like, I remember calling you a couple days ago just because I was like, I needed to freak out about this with somebody.
You know what's hilarious is when I heard the call and I saw your name and I knew it was you, I knew exactly what you were going to talk to me about.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is about Marvel DC. Oh, I apologize. At the time, I was kind of like in the middle of a couple of things, so I couldn't talk long.
No, I literally
forgot. I thought it'd be an even better idea to save all that for this.
Yeah, I literally forgot you were doing a convention at the time, so I was like, oh shit.
That's cool. That's cool. We're doing shit.
Yeah.
We're always busy.
Yeah. So I guess, like, the first and foremost, and the big takeaway for me, I don't know about you, Manos, but, like, the biggest takeaway for me, is that how united the comic community just became hearing this news.
Yeah.
And it warmed my heart because there's been so much derision and, like, you know, all of that. But the moment Marvel and DC said we're coming back together, it was literally like hearing, you know, World War II was over. Like people were breaking, Marvel fans and DC fans were breaking bread. No one was talking about woke this or woke that.
Let's see. We'll probably hear that the second they announce, like, one of the crossovers will headline a woman. Then you'll probably hear some of that bullshit.
Yeah.
But until then, great, awesome. I'm very happy. And look, this is something I am I'm an old school fan. I used to, almost read. I lean towards Marvel more, but I used to almost always read as a kid, like Marvel and DC. And with my action figures, there was no universal boundaries here. Batman and Spider-Man and Hulk and Superman, they'd all interact in my, imagination. So I'm wired to think this is cool and not be confused. How can they do this? Who cares? It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
And it's great seeing these two mirror franchises interact. It's always fun, and it's stupid that they don't.
Yeah. And
we can probably talk about the people at fault for making this harder.
Oh, let's talk about it right now. Fuck you, Didio and Quesada.
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Didio, he would go on. Have you seen podcasts?
I remember at the time, Quesada thought it's cooler that they're at odds, because he really likes it. You don't know. You're wrong. It's more fun that, they're interacting. I don't like this stupid rivalry thing. It makes it less fun. And we find enough about crap. So, and Dino also, I feel like he was less specifically vocal, but I know he was behind the scenes fighting and resisting that kind of thing too. So.
Yeah, and Didio, he's been on podcasts saying, yeah, I proudly nixed a lot of ideas, and he would go on to say, I insulted Marvel execs just to keep them away. I'm like, I'm glad you're no longer part of this company because you damn near killed it.
Every time I see anything DC, I'm like, wow, I'm glad Didio isn't there anymore. He completely ruined that universe for me. For up until now, actually, it still has some of his stink on it, but it's getting better. I'm actually reading more DC currently than I have in a very long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that finally Well, a couple of things. Yeah, they're nice and free of him and his influence, but also it seems like they have finally chosen someone to steer the ship instead of four people at once going in five different directions. Because you got to have like a direction with a franchise. So that's kind of partly why I've been more DC than I have been in a long time. And oh boy, I mean, I just love this. This makes me happy. This is it. Seeing these characters, bump heads. It's just great.
Yeah, I also do think that Marvel and DC were kind of, like, Marvel especially, because, like, after doing no crossovers, they did that weird Fortnite one, which sucked. Then they did, then they've been doing in-house books, technically, with Alien and Predator. Then they did, they're recently doing Godzilla, and they're also doing that Avengers Alien crossover and that Ultraman crossover. So I was like, in the back of my head, well, they're all under the Marvel title, so I can understand, but in the back of my head, I was like, are they going to do it?
Because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like both have been kind of, I don't know, playing with the idea of crossovers and shit. And, it's kind of funny, like DC fought Godzilla, last year? And now this year, Marvel's going to fight with Godzilla. It'll probably be a different Godzilla, obviously.
Oh yeah, with DC, they're doing the MonsterVerse Godzilla. This is the Toho Godzilla in Marvel.
I know, but still, it's Godzilla. So I don't know. In a weird way, like Godzilla took on the DC universe. Now he's going to go after Marvel.
Yeah, and he's doing it again. They're doing the sequel simultaneously for Justice League versus Godzilla during the Marvel versus Godzilla.
Oh my God, they are! I didn't even know that. That's amazing. Okay.
So Godzilla's fighting the DC. Godzilla's fighting the DC and Marvel universe simultaneously.
Taking them all on. I love it. That's fantastic. Yeah. I didn't know about that. Was going to be at the same time. That's amazing. So yeah, we're kind of getting cozy with that idea again, and I'm all about it because I was so excited. Like I remember the first batch of crossovers with Superman, Spider-Man, Batman and Hulk, and Titans and X-Men. Titans and X-Men. Excellent. It's probably the best.
I was about to say, what was your favorite?
What out of those crossovers?
Yeah, out of the original Marvel DC books, what was your favorite?
Titans X-Men. That is just cinema. That is just a wonderful piece of work. It's well written. It's gorgeous. They interact in a really interesting, fun way. There's a great. In one scene, we have a great Darkseid Phoenix. We have two great Darkseid Phoenix moments, and we have a great moment with Scott, Cyclops. The interactions are all fun. Walt Simonson's art is gorgeous. It connects to continuity from I think both books.
Yeah, and that was the introduction of the Source Wall.
Yeah. It's just so good. Easily the best out of the original four. I do like the Batman Hulk one.
I really love the Batman Hulk one because it's just so bizarre.
It is bizarre.
I will say the others I like are the second Batman Punisher because that was just cool to see John Romita Jr. in his prime draw Batman and Joker. I would say the Superman Silver Surfer one. That's fun.
That one's really good.
I also enjoyed the first Spider-Man Batman crossover with Carnage and Joker.
Yeah, drawn by Mark Bagley and written by J.M. Demetrius.
Yeah. So there are some good ones. There are some bad ones. We can't lie here, but I think it's just kind of cool because we all kind of thought, well, when we saw the omnibus, I think everyone was like, "Are they going to do it?"
When they put out that omnibus, I was like, "This is a test run." And I guess it sold well, so we're going to see it. And I didn't buy the omnibus because I have quite a few of those already.
Yeah, I've got the original trades. All I'm missing is the second Batman Daredevil.
Yeah, I gotta say, the second Batman Daredevil's kind of forgettable. The first one isn't that great, but it's fun. But the I love the Spider-Man Batman one, the first one. The first Batman Daredevil one's fun, even though it's not great. The Punisher, the second Punisher Batman one with John Romita Jr. is excellent. There's that moment where it invokes the Killing Joke, but with Punisher. Absolute gold.
It really is. Yeah, I'm still like, I think we're still in like the aftershock of holy shit, it's happening. And,
yeah.
So.
One more thing. I'm gonna do a shout out for one more.
Okay.
Superman Hulk one.
Oh yeah, the Superman Hulk one's really fun.
No one talks about the Superman Hulk one, and it is excellent. I don't know why. It gives you so much. It's a nicely written story. The art is gorgeous. I don't know why people don't talk about it more. I think it's because I think it's like people don't understand why it's golden. It's like Golden Age Superman, and it's not doesn't go the way you think it does. I guess so. But still, I would definitely put that top 5. Just wonderful. The Superman Fantastic Four one was decent. I'd say decent. Yeah.
I would say another one I really liked was I did like the Darkseid versus Galactus one.
Yeah, that was fun. And that was like 2 Kirby creations and not like, lead hero characters. Like, these are the villains.
Yeah. Although it did make me go, why couldn't we just do Darkseid versus Thanos?
I know. Like, why are these guys running? And, oh, Jesus, we're not even talking about the Justice League Avengers.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle. That is...
Yeah. And that has another great Darkseid moment, where Darkseid shows up with the gauntlet.
Yeah, and he's just like, what the fuck is this?
And it doesn't work in the DC universe, so he's like, here, take it. I don't care. It's useless. It's great. Wonder Woman meets Marvel's Hercules, who is nowhere near as evil and as awful as the DC Hercules. And that's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. Because like she runs into him. It's like, wait, let's see. And she was like, are you the despoiler of my mother? And it's like, oh yeah, I think we've met. And bam, it's like she wails on him.
I remember that.
Yeah. Because that's funny, because the Marvel Hercules seems to be like a nicer person. Like, he's more of the traditional hero kind of character we think of.
He's literally just...
One is
I'm sorry.
Pretty disgusting and vile.
He is basically the college dude, bro.
Yeah, well, he's kind of more like... he's kind of more like the original, like, mythic character without all the, like, the gloss that, he has, like, gained over the centuries. Like, we kind of forget about all the shitty things he did. Or we explain it away or whatever, and, that's closer, because the Marvel Hercules is a lot like the Steve Reeves 50s movies, Hercules. He's very obviously modeled after that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about...
I'm sorry.
I guess we'll talk about like what crossovers we're kind of hoping to see, because we do know we're getting 2 one-shots, one helmed by Marvel and one helmed by DC. So I guess, Manos, what are you kind of thinking this will be? Like, not hopes, but like think it will be. Like, what's the most logical answer here?
Well, if they're just doing 2 one-shots, I don't know if these are going to be that's it, or they're going to lead up to something else. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's just these 2. I would wager that we'd be looking at maybe anthologies. Which will, very similar to the, like, Batman 1000 issue, the Wonder Woman 1000 issue.
Well, I think with only 48 pages, you're not going to get much. I think it's just going to be like, what are the 2 characters? Like, what is the logical option here? Do you do like another Superman Spider-Man to harken back to that one?
Yeah. That would be my guess. Is they'll just do like anthologies. Maybe they'll have a story through line. But it'll be a chance to just get some artists and writers to have fun with these characters and have them mix it up, or hang out, or fight someone else, or I don't know, or have a comedy bit. I don't know. It'll just be a chance to really kind of like have fun with these characters.
Yeah,
that would be my assumption, unless they're planning to develop more, like one big story.
I think it's just going to be these
JLA Adventures.
I think it's just going to be one and dones, and depending on how well they sell, which will be hot like hotcakes, then they'll probably talk about more and probably build to something else. That's my train of thought right now.
Correct. Yeah, both are possible at the moment.
Yeah.
Anthologies would just give them a chance to explore more characters in more situations. Although there's a way, if it's one story, there is a way they can do that. Let's say these characters, like we're given a group of characters and they go on a quest through the Marvel and DC universes, and we bump into a whole bunch of different characters. Then they could do it that way.
Yeah. I think that's a possibility, but I don't think that's where they're going to go. I think they're going to pick like some two very popular characters, and it's going to be Superman or Batman on the Marvel side, and it's definitely going to be Spider-Man on the Marvel side.
Of course, it's got to be Spider-Man.
Yeah. It just makes you wonder, like, are they going to go? I think they're going to go with Peter. I'd say Miles, but like I think like just to like you got to have Peter Parker as the flagship, and you got to have him there.
Oh, it's definitely Peter. We'll see Miles, but definitely if they're going to use like one for like a majority or to get the thing going, it'll be the Peter.
Either them or the X-Men on a whole.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on it, is that I think it's going to be another Superman Spider-Man, or it could be another Spider-Man Batman.
I'll be honest, Superman Spider-Man would be like a good starting point, because like the Superman Spider-Man crossover is kind of the symbol almost. Like it all started from that one.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of like get the ball rolling again using that one. Like, oh, hey, you remember this or have been told about it. If you've never read it, here we go again. And, they're both of those characters are the reason why they're so popular and often used as the representations of their universes is because they're such, like, not just simply universally beloved, but they're characters that can work in so many different situations. And they're both kind of everymen. And that they work really well together. So I mean that would be like an obvious choice to start with them instead of like Batman and I don't know some other guy.
Yeah, I think I definitely think that. So I guess like we've now come to the part where we talk about like some crossovers we'd like to see and maybe some writers on those books.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, my first, because I've got about 10. My first one is Miles Morales and Static Shock, written by Cody Ziegler.
Done. Yeah. Oh, Cody Ziegler, that's a good choice.
Just have those two prominent black characters in both echelons. It's pretty perfect. And
I mean they're both teenage characters. Miles has a bit of a shock quality to his abilities that Peter does not have.
Yeah.
And they often get compared a lot together. Frankly, actually, they have more in common with each other than like Spider-Man does with Superman or a lot of other characters. People kind of sort of put him together with like Batman or like Superboy, and like, hey, Peter doesn't quite fit, those, but like, Miles and Static do kind of fit, really nicely together.
Yeah, I do. I would love to see that. I think I'll just go through mine real fast, if that's okay.
That is okay.
Yeah. My second one's Wonder Woman Thor by Jason Aaron.
Yeah, baby.
I just like Wonder Woman never really got a Marvel DC crossover to herself. She just guest starred.
Yeah, she has not led one. You're correct. She's been supporting character and 3, I think. But yeah, you're right. She's not led one, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, and Thor's gotten I think the characters both are popular enough now in media that you can do this. And plus, you could have Loki and Cersei as the villains. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
My next one is this is the one I really want, but I have a feeling it will never happen unless they get a really good pitch. The Moon Knight and the Question, written by Jeff Lemire.
Hell yeah. I think you brought that up with us, and I was like, holy shit, that's such a great idea.
Yeah. It would just be a cool psychological story and like a deep conspiracy theory. Just this would, because he's done both. Lemire's done both and done a lot of psychological horror with both characters. So that one, that one I think would be awesome to see as just a one shot. But no one cares enough about the Question.
I know, he just hasn't hit it. Like, Moon Knight at least has like, he had an MCU show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a little bit in like, the conversation. But yeah, the Question is just not reached that.
Yeah. So my next one is Deadpool and Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I think my girlfriend said it best. It's going to be Deadpool if they do a Deadpool crossover with Harley.
And that's not a bad pitch.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying Deadpool and Harley's bad.
They have similar histories. They both come out in the 90s. They're very kind of like characters that really are went from being villains to anti-heroes, and they kind of like also they're kind of commentary on this kind of superheroic fiction and shit like that. So I mean, that, even though that's an obvious choice, I think I'd pay to see that. And I don't like Deadpool.
Yeah, but Deadpool and Lobo, they're both, it's very 90s, and just have it be just a giant fucking joke at all of this.
Yes. And Lobo works in a similar way that Deadpool works.
Yeah.
It's just somewhere, man, I don't know, man. Deadpool, Lobo used to be everywhere, and he was like, I don't know why he hasn't stayed popular. I don't know, maybe, I sometimes wonder if it's writers decided to try and take it too seriously instead of in the other direction.
Yeah. I think that could have been the case.
And that was the opposite of what they did with Deadpool. They went more wacky and humorous, and they embraced it.
Yeah. So my next one is Constantine Doctor Strange with Jed McKay as writer.
That's such a great choice.
Just the idea of Strange, it would be such polar opposites. Just Strange does everything by the book, or at least tries to, and Constantine would just be like, cut the cape and cowl shit, man.
I like that idea better than Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, which would have been the obvious choice, but
yeah,
I don't know. Constantine has kind of really stole Fate's position in the DCU, haven't they?
Yeah, I think it's a little too on the nose of doing Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, and also people are going to be more interested in seeing Constantine with Strange.
I agree. I would kind of rather see that.
Yeah,
it'd be great if you see Constantine pull up into Strange Academy.
Yeah, that would be just perfect.
Have him show up at Strange Academy.
Yeah. My next one's Spider-Man Nightwing with Tom Taylor.
Neat.
Just because, I think just the idea of those two having fun, Peter and, Dick having, it would be cool to see, Blockbuster and Kingpin as the villains, do some street-level gang war stuff in that story. Then we have Fantastic Four Green Lantern.
Yep.
That one would be like I want it to be a fun cosmic story. Maybe have like the Skrulls and maybe them trying to steal like the Lantern battery or something like that. Batman Black Panther.
Yep.
Then we have
Bruce Wayne goes to Wakanda. That's half your story right there.
Yeah, or like the idea of like T'Challa getting the drop on Batman and him just being like, "Holy shit, this guy's good."
Yep, murder mystery in Wakanda. Let's go. Let's do it.
Or like all of Batman's villains souped up with vibranium.
Fuck yeah! I mean, God, it's just all these are good ideas.
My next one's Deathstroke versus Winter Soldier.
Neat.
And finally, we have Hulk versus Doomsday.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Hulk and Doomsday haven't done a fight. Even during Marvel versus DC, they didn't have a fight.
No. They had the cool Captain America versus Bane page.
Yeah.
Which was neat. I really love that one.
Yeah.
Actually.
So what are your dream crossovers, Manos?
Let's see. Okay, let's go. My first thought was Captain America, Wonder Woman.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's been an idea I've had for decades now, and I don't know who could write it. Probably right now, Tom King would write that. And I'd be interested to see him tackle Captain America. And maybe Phil Jimenez drawing it. That's my first thought. There's a couple other great... because John Byrne did such a good Captain America Batman crossover.
It was such a fun Elseworlds.
Yeah, I know. It's so great. And you could do it like during the 40s. You could do it during the present day. I don't know. There's a few things you can go in that direction. I've always wanted to see that. And my first thought of Moon Knight was with Batman, but I think your idea of Question is actually better. I prefer to see that. I have two with Captain Marvel, and one is Captain Marvel Green Lantern.
Oh, that's a good one.
Specifically, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, because I feel like I'm the only one who sees how much Hal Jordan and Carol Danvers has in common. They have a lot in common. Let's see, they're both ex-Air Force. They're superheroes. They've had drinking problems. They became antagonists in an event crossover. They have Hal died and resurrected the sun. Carol has died and resurrected the sun. They have a lot. They have an obscene amount of things in common. I think Carol. I think Hal's main girlfriend is named Carol.
Carol Ferris.
Yeah, they have a lot in common. And to me, instead of pairing her with Wonder Woman, I would love to see those two interact on some sort of adventure. And a second one is a more obvious one is Captain Marvel. Okay. I will not forgive Marvel DC if they overlook this potential. Captain Marvel. Forget. I am as far as the whole Captain Marvel thing with the name and Shazam. I've always favored. Let them both be Captain Marvel. Who cares? Let Billy be Captain Marvel. Let Carol be Captain Marvel. Fine. Let's just have them. DC stole the character from Fawcett.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's fine. And then Marvel swept in and stole the name. Oh, fine. Look, it's over. Let's just have fun. All those people that might be really mad are dead. So let's just go ahead and they're both Captain Marvel. Who cares? And that could be because I think Billy is still called Shazam mostly.
Yeah.
And this is my pitch. For whatever reason, they have to fight over the name. And it ends with both of them agreeing, like, "Oh, okay, you know what? You're cool. You're a cool kid. I like you. You can be Captain Marvel."
You know, it'd be fun.
And,
like it's
and
like
Billy's like, "You know what? You're Captain Marvel too. It's cool. Let's just be Captain Marvel." And DC would continue to publish Shazam as Captain Marvel. Shazam, Captain Marvel, blah blah blah. Is it that hard? Just call him Shazam, Captain Marvel.
right.
And that'll be it'll be a fun way to kind of explore fan arguments and debates within text, and that would be my pitch. I would probably, as a creator, ask Kelly Thompson to write that. I don't know who would do the art, but like anybody like talented could turn out some really cool shit for it. That's definitely like one of my choices. Daredevil, Nightwing.
That's a good one.
I would love Daredevil, Nightwing. I would also love Daredevil, Batgirl, Cassandra Cain.
See, I would I would say Elektra and Cassandra Cain.
Well, hey, my first thought was Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, and Iron Fist.
That's actually pretty good too.
Let's go. Let's have them fight. Come on, and Cassandra would figure out how to do the Iron Fist thing.
I would say you could just have Danny Rand fight Lady Shiva, and that would.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's have all that shit. We can do all that shit. Let's go. Let's just have fun. Let's see. I'm kind of crossed between a couple others, like Scarlet. I think Scarlet Witch in Constantine would be interesting.
That would be a fun one, if only to see Wanda just kick the shit out of John.
Yeah. John would totally try to bang her. And he could show up at her shop.
Yeah.
Like the Strange Academy idea I just had.
Yeah.
He walks through the door. I think they call that the final door, where it appears to people who really need the Scarlet Witch, and it shows up to John Constantine. And he walks through the door. There you go. That's the beginning of your story.
There you go. It just puts a cigarette out on her desk.
Yeah, and he interacts with Darcy. This is gold. We're throwing you, Marvel, DC. Just do these things. Let's see. I would also like Batman Beyond and Spider-Man 2099.
That has to be one they're talking about.
There's no way they're not talking about that.
After how popular the idea of that, people still love Terry, and Miguel has gotten a fan base, and how many times people have wanted them together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee. Yeah, that has to be one that's on the table.
Yes. Also, I think Miss Marvel and Robin would be fun.
That's a good one. I would say even go one further and say Miss Marvel and the Titans.
Yeah. Well, you could even take that further with the Champions. Although the Champions really aren't together at the moment. But man, I'd love to see Miss Marvel and the Titans. Maybe she even considers joining them, joining the team. And whatever reason we can't, because it's oh no, the thing has to happen for the thing, whatever bullshit. But have her join the Titans for a story.
Yeah.
That's cool. Squirrel Girl and Harley Quinn.
That's a good one.
That writes itself. Just have these two batshit women do whatever they do, and just kick the shit out of a whole bunch of people and just be completely chaotic messes. Also, I was originally going to put She-Hulk with Power Girl, because I feel like DC has squandered the opportunity to make Power Girl their She-Hulk, and they've completely blown it for 30, 40 years. So I think She-Hulk and Satana.
That's a fun one. I didn't think... I was going to say Harley and She-Hulk.
Yeah. I think a lot of people... Look, there's no way that's happening. But what I think would be cool is, yeah, one's a fight hero and the other's a magic hero. But, like, they both are, like, celebrity heroes that are, like, really sexy and slutty and have, like, a lot of relationships and adventures. And they both try to balance their lives, their careers with being superheroes. And I just think they would have an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. You could even have, like, a story like Zatanna gets framed for a crime, and she's like, well, I gotta get a lawyer, and Jen's right there.
Or she gets ripped off or something. You know, she's a celebrity, you know. She needs a lawyer. And she calls She-Hulk. I love this. And you could have Dan Slott do this. Or Paul Dini.
Yeah.
I think
Paul
Dini would not want to do something with She-Hulk.
Paul Dini. Yeah. Oh, Paul Dini, you perverted little scamp.
Oh my God! I mean,
am I wrong?
No, not at all. Like he would just like, oh, if you want me to write She-Hulk and Zatanna, I'm like, okay, hold on.
Hang on, I gotta like stand up. All the blood ran down.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, I just fainted. But that would be like, come on. You get Paul Dini to do that. Like that's selling.
Yeah. To add on to that, Bruce Timm to draw She-Hulk.
Man, Bruce Timm, man, what would Bruce Timm want to do? Oh my God. He is more of a Marvel fan than people think because he's so related to DC. I don't know what he would want to do. Like, he would definitely want to do some old school, you know, Marvel, maybe Fantastic Four in somebody. Like, maybe Fantastic Four and...
If he was still alive...
He's too many characters, but Fantastic Four and... God, I don't know. Who's it?
You know what would have been perfect?
What's that?
It sucks because he's not alive anymore. But if Darwin Cook was still alive, how great would it have been to do, like a Fantastic Four... crossover with like the Flash or Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I just love his work so much. Jeez. That has me thinking about Catwoman too. Like, okay, we are not going to have Black Cat and Catwoman run into each other? Yeah,
I'm surprised that why didn't she fight like during Marvel versus DC? I was like, Elektra? Really? Come on, guys.
That was kind of a weird mismatch because, like, no, come on, man. Elektra's gonna kick Catwoman's ass. Like, Catwoman can fight, but like she ain't to the level of Elektra. So that was like kind of like that ain't happening. Although if you put Elektra versus like Cassandra Cain, then that tips the other way.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe some villain crossovers would be cool. Like, it would be kind of cool to see like a Doctor Doom Lex Luthor team up.
True. Or Doctor Doom and Darkseid.
Yeah, like I know we talked a lot about heroes, but like we could do villains. Like,
of course, let's go.
Like a villain-centric one, because you know villain books sell. Like the only one they did, and I don't really consider one of them a villain. Like Galactus is not really a villain.
Yeah, he's kind of more of an antagonist.
He's more of like he is like a force of nature.
Yeah. But who's kind of the equivalent to that? I mean, we already had Darkseid and Galactus. I guess we could do that again. But
we can do Darkseid versus Thanos and do the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Darkseid, Thanos. Come on, we missed on this before. We had them face off before doing anything in the DC versus Marvel.
I would say like here's another fun one: Green Goblin and Joker.
I was just about to. I was waiting for you to stop talking so I could say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
I was like, okay, we're gonna do Green. We have to do Green Goblin and Joker. That would be so great. I would love that so much.
Just to have like Joker like steals all of Norman's shit and is running around like a Joker glider.
Yeah. Oh my God. And Joker would. He would find Norman fascinating because he's this person who basically is him acting like Bruce Wayne. And I don't know, I feel like Joker would very much want to bring that out more. Like, you put on a mask and act like me when you're me. You know, that kind of shit. Because we already had Carnage and Joker run into each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, God. Then Goblin was dead during those last few crossovers. So here we go. Let's go. Let's have Norman and Joker meet.
Yeah. I definitely think, like, again, Doom and Luthor would be fun. I think also doing if we're going to go by other, like, major villain crossovers, I think it would be kind of cool, like, you just do a menagerie of Joker and, Batman and Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Like, you just have, like, it's just, like, Gotham villains and New York villains get into, like, some big scrap, and it's just one giant brawl.
Yes. Because arguably the most popular rogues gallery over in DC is Batman's, and Spider-Man has that over on his side. I mean, yeah, there's some good Marvel rogues galleries, but the Spider-Man is just on a DC level as far as his rogues.
Yeah.
So yes. That's probably something that has to happen. God, like other, like Venom. Like, I still consider Venom a villain.
You know, they would just put the Venom symbiote on a character just so they could sell McFarlane toys. You know this, right?
Oh yeah. So okay. Well, obviously we're doing Venom Joker.
We're doing Venom.
Joker Venom. The Joker Venom's already a phrase.
Yeah. Or we do Bat Venom.
Or Bane Venom.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would like to, man. Okay, God. I just like Red Skull. Like, who's Red Skull? Like, neat. Fuck. We haven't even talked about any of the X villains.
Yeah, I would. I think it'd be kind of cool to see, like, Magneto, like, maybe clash with Luthor or something of that. Like, someone.
Magneto would hate Luthor.
Yeah. I would say, like, if you like, I would love to have. If we're gonna, like, what would be another fun villain, like, mashup?
Amanda Waller versus Magneto.
I would say that'd be really good, but I would say Waller versus Fury.
Yeah, that's a really good one. But let's see, man. I don't know. And also, like, some other X villains, like
Apocalypse versus like Apocalypse taking on Mongol or something.
Yeah, that would be good. And I don't know. It's just there's so many, like, man. Doom's gonna have to, like, put in overtime because he's like, man. I kind of want to see Doom, like, run into all sorts of villains and shit like that, and try to prove his dominance. See. Oh, by the way, I haven't talked about it on the YouTube channel, but I read the first issue of One World Under Doom, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
top form in this issue.
Yeah, Ryan North is slowly becoming, like, a solid writer. I don't know if you've read his Fantastic Four run.
I did. Not the entire run, but the first batch of issues. He wrote Squirrel Girl, by the way. Lindsay's a big fan of his run on Squirrel Girl. Yeah, he's really good. Let's see. Oh my God. Let's see. I was just thumbing through this and I was like, oh yeah, there's, like, Sam Wilson, Captain America. Jeez, who could he run into? Like,
I would say, like, if we want to have him with Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I would definitely have him, like, run into some Green Lanterns.
Well, not just that. Like, it's probably like Marvel and DC's most predominant black superheroes. Both are in the air. Both were in the military.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because this is the way I think. Like, it's cool to get characters that have, like, similar powers, obviously, but there are some that, like I mentioned, like She-Hulk and Zatanna. Like, it's kind of cool to grab characters that are similar people, even if they have different, like, power sets and shit like that.
Yeah.
God, like, I just keep, like, I guess we could have Wonder Woman and Storm meet again.
That would be just a good one. I think also, like, because I think the problem is that Marvel, and you can agree with this, is that Marvel doesn't have their Wonder Woman.
They do not. They have a bunch of characters that could be,
but they don't know how to market it.
And in the past, they've tried to make Carol their Wonder Woman. But she kind of like really does favor the Green Lantern type of character than she does Wonder Woman. Like in the 70s, if you read any of the 70s Miss Marvel comics, man, they tried really hard to make her Marvel's Wonder Woman. I mean, it's so like on the nose. And then Chris Claremont kind of like retooled the character a bit and embraced the more military side of the character. So it's just, yeah. I mean, the '90s Marvel DC crossover like put Storm in that position, which I think she is a possibility for that.
I think she's the closest that comes to like when you think dominant female characters. Like a lot of my friends, my girlfriend and I, like we all kind of agree that like if you were to say like who's the most predominant female superhero in Marvel, it's Storm.
Yeah, generally Storm is a strong answer. Let's see, like if you just go by the comics, there's like Storm, there's Captain Marvel, there's Miss Marvel, there's Scarlet Witch, there's Jean Grey, there's Rogue, there's Invisible Woman. There's a few candidates, but nobody's an obvious lead. With maybe Storm. Storm lately has gotten a strong push, and she has a book route right now. Let's not forget that they just launched her first ongoing just recently.
Yeah, but like back on track, like I would say like Wonder Woman and Storm would be a cool one to see. Like again, or Wonder Woman and Shuri, Black Panther.
That would be neat. I'm cool for some more Shuri, by the way.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Let's see. We mentioned Static, but don't forget DC has to go through channels to use the milestone characters.
Yeah, I did think about that. Yeah.
So that's the thing that kind of sucks. It's like they're already going through channels for this crossover. Like, will they go the extra mile to do that for milestone? I hope they do, because come on, man, let's get these guys in the mix. But we'll see. God, there's just that's the thing. Like, just 2 one-shots. There's so many different possibilities.
I think it's just testing the waters.
I hope that's what I hope. I hope it's a test. Like, if these sell well, yeah, we'll do more. Let's just make sure our egos aren't in the way, and that's the look. Egos and capitalism are the only 2 things that could ruin this for us. So, like, we could have more Titans, X-Men. We could have we could have Fantastic Four and Justice League. We could have more villain stuff. God, we could have Venom and Carnage, mixing it up with like Batman villains, Flash villains and shit like that. Of course, Hawkeye and Green Arrow, Kate Bishop and Green Arrow. Let's see.
I think
the more you think about it, the more these things tie together nicely. Oh, we haven't even talked about like Namor and Aquaman.
Yeah, but no one gives a shit about Namor.
I know, that's the problem.
I would say, like, if they going back to your thing on Static Shock, I would say, like, if they can't get Static to go through channels for Milestone, do you think it would be possible for them to do like a Miles John Kent, like do like it's a spiritual successor where it's John Kent Superman and Miles Morales Spider-Man?
I think that would be a great second choice. Because they do have a bit in common. They do have that lineage to like the other Superman Spider-Man crossover. So that would be a nice kind of like version 2. Like, hey, look, it's John Kent and Miles.
I would even say really like cool maybe they could do like if they want to do like a successor to that, they could do like maybe Gwen Stacy Spider Girl with Batgirl.
Definitely, that's a crossover I heard fans talk about for a few years now, and I would kind of be into that. That would be really cool. I sometimes think about I sometimes think about Flash and Ghost Rider.
That would be a fun one.
Yeah.
I think that would be like just to see like Flash just running, and then Ghost Rider's coming up behind him like, you can't outrun me, bitch.
You know, they don't do enough. Marvel doesn't do enough of how fast Ghost Rider can be. You know, because you do have to put like, you know, it's hard to do car chases and bike chases and comics and stuff like that. And I get that, so it's easier just to have them stand and look tough. But that's an aspect of Ghost Rider I think is really cool, is the speed part.
Yeah.
And whether he's the car one or the bike one. But you know, I mostly prefer the bike one.
Yeah.
The car one is cool because fucking muscle cars.
I think another fun one, and they did kind of do this in Batman, Captain America and Sergeant Rock.
Yeah. I mean, dude, both World War II guys. Of course we got to do that.
Yeah. I would say, like, I think it'd be kind of... And they'll never do this because this character's not popular enough. Daredevil and Azrael.
Yeah, Azrael, I mean, this ain't the 90s. I feel like if this was early 90s, like 94, definitely we would have saw that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it'd be kind of cool, like...
Now.
Yeah, they're both, like, characters based on faith and, you know... both street level. I think it'd be kind of fun. But again, Azrael, no one likes Azrael. Even I'm tenuous at best with Azrael.
Yeah, it's too bad. Azrael's one of those characters that could have really been a thing. But jeez, God, there's just so many different things. You know, I was gonna say Vixen and Animal Man, but like, oh wait, they're both DC characters.
I would say, like, I think it would be kind of cool to do, if we're going back to villains real quick, a fun collaboration of villains I'd love to see is Mr. Sinister and Cyborg Superman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Sinister. God, that's a fun one to put with all sorts of different characters. God, it's just... my brain almost... You know, it's funny, think about the Batman... the Batman Hulk crossover from the 70s. There's that moment where Joker gets absolute freedom to do whatever he wants, and he freezes because he just... there's just too much. And that's kind of what I'm going through at the moment. It's like, God, there's just so many different characters that I just want to see. I almost want to see... I don't even care if they're good choices.
Go nuts.
Yeah. I don't care if they're obvious good choices. I don't
because
care
there's no wrong answers.
Like, I just want to see them bump heads.
Yeah, there's literally no wrong answers here.
Yeah. Man, like, let's see, like, Raven and Raven and Scarlet Witch. Oh, fuck, Vision and Red Tornado.
Yeah.
I know Red Tornado is not exactly super popular, but like, come on. He's an android guy with a cape that sometimes, you know, bangs chicks.
Yeah. I would say, like,
basically the same guy.
I think, like, there's just, again, there's no wrong answers here.
Yeah.
It's just wrong creative teams.
Yeah, that's obviously, yes. But I keep thinking of the characters first, and, you know, I don't know why. There's only a few, like, this creating staff. And you got to remember with the creative staffs, they got to be people that are obviously working with Marvel and DC now that are popular and have some heat on them.
Yeah.
Or at least still have a good relationship with Marvel and DC.
That's a good point.
Like, as fun as it would be to have John Byrne come back, I don't think they'd call him back for any of this.
Yeah. I did think of another one. Why didn't we think of this sooner? Cassandra Cain in X-23.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. That's right. Yeah. Oh, my God. And we haven't even talked about Wolverine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like Cassandra Cain and Laura Kenny, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There's no wrong answers, and everyone...
Yeah.
So I think we've kind of come to the end, really.
Yeah, it's endless. Well, we're at the end.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, we could go on and on and on, and I feel like it's fun to speculate and talk about the possibilities. I guess the next step is just for the actual details, like what characters are going to be seen, who's the creative staffs on these projects. I guess that's the next step right now. But until then, it's just kind of fun to talk about. And here's the thing: if these things are successful, money talks. So if they're successful and DC and Marvel are still cool with each other, maybe we can see some. Maybe if we don't see these possibilities in the first batch, maybe there'll be a second batch and a third batch. Because these companies love money. So, I ain't above giving it to them if they keep doing this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys tell us in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this Marvel DC crossover? What are some that you would absolutely love to see? Just all of that good stuff. Manos, thank you once again for coming on here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. And just comment below. Let us know. It's just an endless road. And it's going to be one to see. I think we will probably get more of an announcement later this month, like probably March.
Yeah, definitely. When's San Diego Comic-Con?
July.
We're only a few months away.
Yeah.
So that'd be a nice, super cool time where everybody's paying attention.
Yeah. I do think because it was supposed to be a Comic-Con announcement, but the information got leaked during that meeting. So I think it's just like, well, fuck, now we have to say it sooner.
Yep. That's how we do it.
Yeah. So now, we also got the announcement for what I'm excited for, the third Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.
Yep.